Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Joanne Musa, the Tax Lien Lady. This is your tax lien investing tip for Thursday, December 8th. And we're a couple of minutes late. I'm sorry about that. It took me a little while. I had another meeting with my assistant Claudette before we started our live today. So when you come on, just say hello and let me know what state you're from so that I can make this tip specific to the state that you're in, because tax lien investing is different in every state. Now, if you missed yesterday's tax lien investing tip, and you need to figure out how to get more money to invest. You don't have enough money to invest in tax liens, then you're going to want to watch the replay from yesterday. Hi, Tommy. Glad to see you here. Today, we're talking about what if you have, at least 20,000, 10, 20,000 to invest, and you want to get started and you want to protect the money that you have. So I recommend that you get a guide who knows what they're doing to help you. I do coaching, but whether you coach with me or somebody else, you've got to get some education. And like I said, it's different in every state. Tommy's in New York, and New York is a very different animal, because in New York, it can be different, not only, from other states, but each county can do it a little differently. As a matter of fact, the cities can have their own rules and do what they want. For instance, in New York, the counties, most of the counties sell deeds. They could do either in New York. They could sell deeds, they could sell liens. Nassau County has a big tax lien sale every year in February. And since COVID, it's been online. And now that it's been online, you need to have a budget of $50,000 for the Nassau County sale. So I don't recommend it for new investors anyway. I have never been to that sale, even when it was live, because it's extremely competitive and things get bid down very low. But here's the thing. The villages in Nassau County and nearby Suffolk County can have their own tax sales. So, yeah, and by the way, the 5 boroughs do have tax sales, but they bundle everything up in big bundles and sell to big funds. So, for billions of dollars. So that's out. But the villages can do their own thing in both Nassau County and Suffolk County. And then in the other counties that are deed counties, the cities can make their own rules and do what they want. I've been to 2 tax sales. Well, I've been to more than 2 tax sales, but now I've been to like 4 times. I've been to tax sales in New York in 2 different cities, and they both do things differently. And they have tax lien sales, and these are cities that are in a deed state, a state that has a deed sale every year. So, hey, Claudette, good morning. Good to see you again. Okay, so today we're talking about how to get it if you have at least 10,000 to invest. Actually 20,000 is even better, because if you're doing the online sales in New Jersey, you need a budget of 10,000 for each online sale. And that's because they want a minimum deposit of $1,000, and they take that to be 10% of your budget. Now, you might think that, well, I could just deposit $1,000 and just go up to, if I only have $5,000, as long as I only, bid that amount, I'll be fine. But that's not true. You have to put in as many bids as you can. Most of these sales are a proxy bid situation. That means, and by the way, if you're doing online sales, you always want to go into online sales that are proxy bid auctions. That means that if somebody bids, let's say the bidding increment, and there's different bidding increments for different states. For some states, like in Mississippi, it's $1. And for other states like New Jersey, it's $100. Okay, is your bidding increment. So let's say you're in New Jersey, the bidding increment is $100 and you're bidding premium, and somebody bids $5,000 premium and you bid $1,000 premium. And well, that person that bid $5,000 will win the lien at $1,100, not $5,000. That was the maximum they were willing to pay. All right. So you can bid on a lot of properties with proxy bids, and the system will only let you win bids up to your budget. And your budget is 10 times your deposit. All right. So the minimum deposit is $1,000. So you need to have a budget of $10,000 for every online sale in New Jersey. Now, if you're going to live sales, you don't need to put a deposit, and you don't need to tell them what your budget is. But what you do need to do is, for anything that you are successful bidding at, you get an hour to go to the bank. Some tax collectors don't even give you time to go to the bank. But most do. If it's a morning tax sale, like most of these are morning tax sales that happen like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, most of the tax collectors will give you an hour to go to the bank and get certified funds. You need to get a bank check to pay for your liens. Some of them will take cash too in New Jersey. Now, other states will not take cash, and you need certified funds. And they will give you, the live sales, they'll give you an hour, most of the tax collectors, to go to the sale, get the money, and come back and pay. All right. Now, with the online sales in New Jersey, they usually give you until like that afternoon. Like the sale will be over sometime in the morning, depending on how big a sale it is. If it's only one batch, it'll be over at like some 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And then they'll expect payment by money wire by like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time. So make sure you pay attention to that. All right. So my tip for today, beyond some of the specifics that I gave you about New Jersey and New York, is that you really need to have guidance, a coach to help you with this. So you're going to protect your investment by knowing how to do it right. Okay. So let me tell you a story. I may have told you this before, but one thing that I like to do, I don't like over-the-counter liens or deeds. I think it's not a good strategy, but I do like buying liens from other investors that want to sell them. And sometimes I sell my liens to other investors. So, and sometimes the fund sells their liens to other investors. So somebody had a couple liens that they wanted to sell me. And so I looked into the properties and I liked one of them. And I said, okay, I'm interested in buying that lien from you. Send me a copy of the lien. And when they sent me a copy, I knew right away that they didn't record it. And I asked them, I said, did you record this lien? And they said, they said I was told I didn't have to. Well, that wasn't true. I don't know who told him that, because when I talked to the tax collector told me when he sent the certificate to the investor, he actually sent a letter telling him that he had 3 months, because in New Jersey you have 3 months to record it. And he had him sign it and send it back to him to make sure he knew that. So he was given, and a lot of tax collectors don't even tell you that, but I mean, he was given notice and actually had to confirm that he knew that he had to do that, but he never did record it. Now, $50 to record that lien would have saved him $5,000. He had $5,000 into that lien, and I wouldn't buy it because now it's not worth anything because he didn't record it. The reason it's not worth anything, it changed hands. The property changed hands. He bought it a year ago and the property had changed hands, and now the lien is unenforceable because it wasn't recorded. Okay. So now it's worth nothing, but $50 could have saved him the $500 he had into that lien. So coaching with tax lien investing is kind of like that. You might have to spend, at least a couple $1,000s. My coaching right now for a year with me, that includes a VIP day, is $10,000 for the year, which includes it includes a lot. It includes a lot. But you could do it for 6 months for only $5,000. But if you have $20,000 to invest, that is, what is going to protect your money, that you do it right. So anyway, Claudette has put a tip in there for you in the comments. And Claudette, you can also put in the comments the link to the coaching page, getprofitabletexliens.com. So anybody that's interested in the coaching can find out just what they get for coaching. They can actually see a couple of testimonials of people that have coached with me. And I want to let them know, because they won't find it out on that page, but we do have a limited time that you could actually finance the 6-month coaching package. The 6-month coaching package is under $5,000. It's $4,985 to coach with me. And normally you just have to pay it all up front, but right now we have a financing available, a payment plan that only is $15 in financing charge. 15, that's it. It cost us more money in our merchant fees than that. So it's a way that you can get it financed for almost nothing. All right. And you won't see that on the page until you go to purchase the 5-month plan. And then when you go into the shopping cart, it will give you the option to do the payment plan. All right. And the payment plan is you pay $1,000 up front, and then it's 5 payments of $800. All right. And Nicole, I don't know if that's a clickable link. Is that a clickable link you put in there? You might have to put in www. or http:// and it will be a clickable link for them. Okay. All right, that is your tax lien tip for today. These are 10 to 20-minute tips, and somebody had commented on the tip that we did yesterday. They missed it. But I guess by the time they get the email, now I send the email reminder with the link to come here to Facebook 15 minutes before we actually do the call. So, but if you're just here at 9:30 today, I actually was a couple minutes late. I usually start right at 9:30 on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. And then on Tuesday at 2 p.m., we do Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. So got questions? Bring them Tuesday at 2 p.m. and I will see you there. Thank you, Claudette, for being with me today. And thank you everybody who hopped on. If you find this helpful, go ahead and share it on your Facebook page and give us a like. Okay, thanks. Bye.